Hello, I'm Jesse Culver, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to upload and update your own map add-on for Garry's mod. So to begin with, I have this very basic, simple, just test map here. Got info player start and a light environment in our cube. I've already compiled it here, so let's go into Garry's mod here and check it out. Okay, it should be called GM test map. Here we go. Okay, so yep, there we go. Got our basic map here. Everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and exit. So next we're gonna come over here, and in Garry's mod here, my maps folder is where I saved this VMF. It's called test map right there, and there's the BSP. The BSP is what we want to send. So what we're going to do is I have a working folder I like to put all my projects in here, so I'm going to call this GM test map. And inside there, I'm then going to make a maps folder. And in addition, we are also, hold on, going to need our addons.json file. And this is going to go in here. So right click, go to new, text document, addon.json. And yes, also be very sure you have extensions enabled for viewing. You can do this if you're on Windows 10. I believe this is also on 8. You can click the View tab up here and check mark File Name Extensions. If you're on an older version of Windows, you can go to Settings. It's going to be under... You're going to want to look for Folder. Folder Explorer Options. So yeah, you're going to end up with this right here, and then you're going to go to View, and you're going to want to do Display, uncheck Hide Extensions for Known File Types. At this check marked, if the computer recognizes the file type, it's going to hide it for you. So things like .txt, .doc files for Word, things like that. So always good just to have that unchecked. Next, inside your addons, addon.json file, go ahead and edit with Notepad. And here we go. You can start off with 2 curly brackets, indent once, double quote, type title, close it, hit tab once, make a colon there, hit tab again, double quote, and name of your add-on. So I'm going to call it my GM test map. And close it, make a comma, press enter, double quote again, type. And you're going to do this for all the different properties. This one is a map. I need to make sure that it is map and not maps. If you want to look at the types that are available, you can find it on the Garry's Mod wiki. There is a section called Workshop Add-on Creation. So as you can see here, we have server content, game mode, map, map is the one we want. So come over here, type in map, close it, comma, tags, tab again. You're gonna do, instead this time actually you want square bracket, double quote, and you can choose up to 2 tags. Let's say fun and build, because it's a GM map. And close that, another comma, press enter, ignore. Now ignore is quite different, as it is going to tell the compiler like what to ignore. So I usually do, because I use paint.net, I often do .pdn to ignore the paint.net files. I also usually use git for everything, so block everything with git. In fact, I can look at my older version here. I usually do a // so it ignores everything in the git folder. Let's see. Because I'm also using GitHub for all my stuff, I need to exclude the license file I put in there, as well as the readme.md. And you can just like customize this to like how you want it. Last one, list, doesn't need a comma. Once you're done with that, go ahead and save it and close that out. Okay. So now we have our maps folder, and inside this maps folder we're going to put our BSP. So go ahead and just move that on over. We don't want it showing up over here because we want to make sure we're loading it from the actual add-on and not from our maps folder. So we got our map in there. Let's see. Yep. Do we need anything else? Let's go ahead and... Oh, we need our picture for it. So let's see. Go ahead and close that. Does it say a file size specifically? Sometimes they want a specific image size. I'm just gonna go ahead and do 512 by 512. That's fairly big. Give it a blue background. Oh, nope. My bad. Change that. Make a new background here. And I'm going to type in my test map. And I want to center that text. This is a terrible, terrible icon. You could do much better. Of course, so I'm going to come back over here to my my projects folder, which is in my working. And I'm just going to put it at the top here because I don't want it showing up within the actual folder itself. So kind of messy, but So we're going to call it GM test map icon. Flatten that. You do need to save it as a JPEG, I believe. So go ahead and close that. Now we're going to come back over here to Garry's mod, and in the bin folder, hold Alt and right click. Or is it Shift? It should be, maybe Shift. Yeah, hold Shift and right click. Open PowerShell window here. So this is the PowerShell. A little different from CMD, but that's what we're going to want to do. So next, I'm going to come back over here. Make sure I got that selected. I'm going to now do .gmad.exe dash oh, not dash, create dash folder, and then the full folder path needs to go here. So it's that one. Then I'm going to do dash out, double quote, and this is where I'm going to want it to spit out. So I'm going to choose, here, let me maximize this. I'm going to choose the same location, essentially, but instead I'm going to back up one. I'm going to do gmtestmap.gma. So instead of putting it in our test, like the actual working project folder, it's going to put it in the directory above as a .gma file. And we're going to go ahead and press enter and see if that works. All right, yep, it worked. Okay. So now we're going to upload it. Now we do /gmpublish.exe create add-on, and this is going to be the where our add-on is. So .gma here. Close that, and I'm going to do dash icon, and this is going to be the location of our icon. And I believe we named our icon gmtestmap_icon.jpg. gmtestmap_icon.jpg. Alright. And if I click or press enter here, this is going to go ahead and publish this. So there it goes, finished. Okay. So your file is marked as private only. You will be able to see it. Please mark it as public only when you have tested it. But the thing it doesn't tell you is you do need to come over here to Browse Workshop. You're going to need to go to your files you've posted. Ignore my garbage here. And so here's your add-on. It's up here on the workshop now. So it's only visible to me and Addons and anyone else I have added in. Right now, it's marked as hidden, which is fine. So let's go ahead and click subscribe. If you want, you can come in here and edit title and description, add other pictures, videos, all that fun stuff. And now that that's subscribed, we're going to come over here to Garry's Mod, launch it up. And start new game. GM test map. There you go. And here's our test map. Okay, so now what if we wanted to update this, right? Like, let's say I come back here in a hammer, I'm like, this is really cool and all, but you know what? You know what it really needs? It needs a prop. In fact, it needs a Counter-Strike source prop. So I have my hammer here set up to pull from Counter-Strike source. If you don't know how to do that, feel free to check out the other video I made on how to set up hammer in Garry's Mod so it pulls from all your stuff without having to copy files over. So I went ahead and filtered by the Counter-Strike source package here, so I'm going to just scroll through. What? I think there's a log file. Yeah, let's do. Let's see. That's static? Yeah, that's static. Okay. We want to put this sick logo right here. Let me rotate that really quick. 180 degrees. We want this sick logo, MacMan, right there in our map. So when people load in, they see that big old MacMan sign. Go ahead and compile this. That's done. Okay. Okay, I'm going to come back over here to this folder. Go back into our test map, our maps folder here. Garry's Mod, maps. And I'm going to go ahead and grab test map, move it on over here, replace the file in the destination. There we go. So there we go, we got that new folder right there, or updated file rather. And so like, what do we do from here? Well, this next part's actually pretty easy. So we're just going to do ./gmpublish.exe update dash addon. And this is, oh wait, but first we need to create the GMA again. So if you tap arrow twice up, you get back to this. PowerShell remembers your command history between closing of the program and restarting your computer, so very handy if you forget how to do that. So there we go, created our new GMA file. And I'm going to tab back up to this, and instead of that there, and this being create, I'm going to instead do update dash addon dash ID. And to get the ID number, we come back over here to our workshop. I'm going to back up one. It's going to be this ID number right here. If you do not have this, like the URL bar showing in Steam, you can click copy page URL and just go ahead and like pull up a new notepad file here. Show you. Come over here, you. Okay, Steam wants to block it. Come on. Come on. Alright, fine. Move to other view. Oh boy. Okay. Just there. And it's going to be these digits right there. Copy that. And in PowerShell, paste it in there, close it, add your changes. This will show up in your, I'll show you. It'll show up under change notes, so you can see. You can also go ahead and edit these afterwards. So if you don't want to put them in here, you can also do that. So I'm going to put in added prop sign. I'm going to update. Okay, so it updated it. Now the next thing we need to do, so if we come over here, let's refresh this really quick. Hey, there we go, updated at 2:56, so a minute ago. We need to change this. So add remove required DLC. So click this. No DSL is from this app. Okay. Dang, I thought this had it, but you do want to like tell your users, hey, this requires Counter-Strike source now. If you are adding other people's textures and stuff, like for example, I'm gonna open up a new window here. Let's say I got permission to use these Alan Wake vehicle models by the person who ripped them. I could hit subscribe here, come back over here, and I'm going to click add remove required items. Subscribed items. So here we go. I can click this plus sign there, and so now it's saying like, hey, in order to use my map, which contains these vehicle models, you also need to have downloaded this person's vehicle mod pack. So why would you do that? Like, why would you do this instead of just packing it into your map yourself? Well, the reason's pretty simple, actually. You don't want your users, like, okay, let's say you already own, like, you're already subscribed to this vehicle pack. Why am I going to make you download the models again? Especially if he updates the models, let's say, like he improves the textures or something. I would have to individually update my map to reflect these changes in these models. Whereas he can update his model pack, and it's going to automatically update in my map as well. And your users aren't going to have to re-download these vehicle models over and over and over again and take up space on their hard drives. So that is something to consider. It also is just a good way of giving people credit. Always give people credit for the work they do. It's really, really garbage if you are a person who takes someone's models or other assets and just packs them into your map and says, whatever, I have a credit section hidden away in this hidden room that no one will ever find. Like, that's garbage. Like, imagine if that happened to you. That'd be really shitty, wouldn't it? So don't do that. So yeah, that about does it for this tutorial. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment on this video or post in the Steam forums. You can find them by going to discussions here and just type in source SDK. It should pop up. Let's see. Sure, this right here. Source SDK. These are the forums. Posts here automatically end up in my inbox. I check it fairly regularly, multiple times a day. I try to reply to as many posts as I can. Do try to use the proper subforum sections on the side. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you have a suggestion for what you'd like to see in another tutorial video, please feel free to leave a comment below.